Alright guys, welcome back to this particular class. In this class we'll be looking at Introduction to PixelLab. What is PixelLab? How do you use the app, the tools in the app. Alright, so moving straight into the app, PixelLab. This is the app right here. Alright, I'll be sharing the link to download on the Telegram channel. So PixelLab only works for Android users. Alright, it's better I point that out before you guys start before you begin to use it. PixelLab stands out for Android users. It's the app that most Android users use to create stunning designs, and it is not an internet based app, meaning you can use this app when you have data or when you don't have data. Alright, you can use it offline. That's the most beautiful thing about PixelLab. So this is the interface of the app. This is what it looks like inside. Alright, it has a lot of options. They have buttons at the top and they have buttons at the down below the app. Don't get scared with all of what you see here. They are very easy. They're very easy to do. Alright, so I'll be starting from the bottom to the top. Alright, so from the bottom here we have these 3 circles. This is where you select the background you want to use for your design job. Alright, this is where you edit the text from. Okay, so for this you can either select this as a background, select this as a background, or if you choose to get a background from your phone, you go to if you want to select a background, you can actually use this is the first, second, third, fourth. Yes, you use this fourth option. This is where you can come to select background for your designs. Right, you can either use this as a background for any color you want. You can use this, you can use gradient colors. Right, you can use them for your background and so on and so forth. So that is where you select your backgrounds from. Right, if you want it to be transparent, you select this. Also, this is also where you select the size. Alright, here you also select the size that you want to use for your design. So if you say you want to make image size, if you want to make a square image, this is where you go to. If you also want to make a profile picture image, this is where you go to. If you want to make a YouTube banner image, this is where you go to. You just press OK, and then this is the template for a YouTube banner. You can do your YouTube banners and designs here. Alright, so I can just come here, edit this text to introduction to PixelLab. Alright, so that's it. You can edit the font as you please. Alright, then press OK, and then you have that there. Alright, so as a way of quickly trying to explain the app to all of us, so this is where you now go to when you want to edit the text. You come here. Alright, for this text editing to this letter A here, you can edit the text, correct some mistakes. Alright, when you're done, you press OK. You can delete the text if you don't like it with this delete button down there. You can copy the text to as much as you want. Alright, you can copy the text to as much as you want. You can send to the back. So if this text is here, you want to send it to the back of the other one, you do send to back and it goes to the back. Okay, so let me change the color so you can. Alright, let me use it's already white, so let me try use this color. Right, so if you see now it has gone behind. Alright, don't worry, we'll talk more on those texts much later. Alright, you can position it to the front, increase the density of the positioning, front, back, left. That's that tool there. You can also centralize it. Right, centralize it, move to this side, move to the left, move to the top, move to the bottom. Alright, so that's it. And then size, you can increase the size of the text to as big as possible or reduce to as small as possible with this. Then we have padding. This is about the spacing. Let me reduce the size so you can see how padding works. Right, this is the space that the text covers. Let me delete this one. All right, so quickly, don't worry, I'll show you how to change the font for this now, because this is a font that doesn't really speak. It has its own definition. There are places where this font applies and there are places where it does not apply. All right, so quickly we'll move to padding. Yeah, this is where you increase the spacing with the text, or you just hide it. Also the same thing here, or you just hide it. So this is where you give the text good spacing so every part is seen. Color, we've been here before. You can change the color to whatever you like. I think I like this yellow. Right, next we go to texture. Texture will be this. We will talk about texture in a much more in other tutorials where we'll work with it. This is where you can add textures to your fonts. You can choose to give it this as its texture. You see, it takes the texture of that as way of its color. Now opacity is the degree of how visual your text is, or how faded it can be. Right, in case you don't want the texture again, you can delete it. So you go back to, so come to opacity. Opacity will increase the intensity of the object you select. All right, so this is high, you can see how bright it is. But if you want it to be faded, all right, opacity is what you need. It's a very powerful tool, so mark that. Then we talk about rotation. You can rotate the text left, right, all right. If you want to return it to status quo, you press this other button here. Good. So next we have we talk about opacity, rotate, max. Max is where you want to hide out some part of the font. These are all powerful tools that you can be using much later. Go back. Now font, this is one important tool you don't want to forget how to use. So this particular tool is where you now select the different fonts that you have. So PixelLab comes with some default fonts. All right, you can select the font to be something like this. You see, this is like a kindergarten kind of font. All right, it's a font that defines maybe a school class. Fonts are very, very important. Fonts defines how your design is perceived. All right, defines how your design is perceived. If you want a corporate design designs for businesses that are corporate, like for example the bankers, those that work with telecommunications, and people that does high level corporate jobs, there are some certain kind of fonts that is being used for them. All right, if you are doing a party, there's font for that. If you are doing like so on, like so forth. If you have party, if you have a children program, if you have a church program, if you have a concert, if you have a traditional program, maybe a cultural day, that kind of fonts you use to. So we are going to be talking about that as we move into the design class. All right, then style, this is where you come and put in whether you want a font to be slanted, or you want to give it line, or you want to make it bold, or you just want to remove the whole thing. You press this cancel button. All right, so we also talk about curve. You want your font to be curved like that or like this. All right, that is what we do with the curve button. All right, I like to restore everything back to the original size. Now we'll come back to background. This is where you can give the background to your text. You can make it green background, you can make it a white background. All right, just for the text. All right, aligning, you can make your text. Okay, I think I should do it like this so you can see the power of aligning. Yes, so for aligning, you can make it centralized, you can make it all come to the left or all go to the right. It's a very good tool also. Then spacing is a space between fonts or between your text. And then line spacing, the space between the lines of your text you want it to be compacted, or you want to give it a bigger space. All right, so these are things that you get to know how to use as you go on with the course, and as you go on with using PixelLab. So much of these things, you get familiar with them, you just explore and make your own findings. All right, because of the time of the class, I may not be able to show you everything, but as we go on the courses, we'll be talking about each and every one of them. So this is the shadow. You can increase the depth of your, giving it that presence feel. All right, then we'll move over to, all right, shadow, inner shadow, embroidery, perspective. Can make your text look much more different and unique with perspective. Okay, so that's about that. Now we'll move over to reflection. Reflection gives that reflective vibe on your text. So these are other things that you can learn with the PixelLab too. Now once you're done, all right, I think I've talked about this is where you edit shapes. If you have your shape, you edit shape. So, and then this is where you select size. We've talked about this. All right, this is not really a problem. This is where you can maybe rotate your text or rotate your design. This is vignette. But these ones, they are not really like so muchly used, right? Increasing the brightness or the fadedness of your text, saturation. This is where you just amplify the edit more on your text after you're done with your job. We'll talk about that one later. All right, so but that is just the basic introduction to PixelLab. All right, basic introduction. Now when you're done, one other beautiful thing about PixelLab is you have the ability to save your job. You come to this button to save, but before we go about saving, let's talk about the plus. So on this plus sign, this is where you can add text. You can add the current date. The current date is here now. You can add you can also add stickers. You see this figure that comes out here is a very important tool that we use for blending images. All right, we'll talk about that in a much in other classes. All right, so that is one particular tool we need for stickers, and you can also add actual stickers too. You can add this as a sticker, to make your design more poofy and all of that. Now we talk about shapes. So this is where you can add different shapes. This is a square shape. You can manipulate it to become a rectangle and all of that. And then to select other shapes, you just come here. You come to this button here. Yes, this is where you select other shapes from. All right. So once you're done with that, you can pick any shape of your choice. You have circle, you have the triangle, and all of that. So these are much of the tools we talk about. Then if you want to import image from your phone, maybe you have an image in your phone and you want to just add it to your design. All right, you're doing a party, you want to add maybe people holding tumblers or glass cups. All right, you just select that and you can move it around to do whatever you want. All right, then finally we have the draw tool. This is where you can draw shapes or write-ups. You select the color you want. Okay, also you select white, any color you want. This is what you do with it. This is just a basic introduction to PixelLab. You can do a whole lot with PixelLab. PixelLab is one of the most advanced mobile app that you can use for making top-notch designs. And my best part about PixelLab is the fact that you can always come back to your design to work on them. All right, so what else have I not spoken about? So we have the back tool. If you want to return all you're doing, you want to send everything back to the original size. But the thing about the back tool is when you go back, you can't go front again. Like you can undo, but you can't redo. If you know Control X and Control Y in the computer language, if you can only Control X, you can't Control Y. All right, for now, until maybe there's an update on the app. All right, so this other button is for, you know, saving your job. If you want to save out the work, you just come here and you click on save, and then you can save as PNG. You can use the current size of the job to save. Once you save, it is saved in your gallery immediately. This button is to zoom in your design, and maybe you do some extra corrections, then you zoom out. This is for alignment. Don't worry, when we go deeper, or if you have been listening to, if you have followed through the class, you know that alignment talks about how you position these grid lines. Helps you to make sure that your design are well positioned and it is not scattered. You can edit, making sure that your design has a space of its own and it's not just everywhere. All right, much later we'll talk about how to use the grids in your designing. All right, and finally is also other options. You can use this option to import from your gallery if you want to do full screen, if you want to recover lost projects. You come here, you see your previous projects on PixelLab, and then this is where you see everything you have. This particular tool here, let me show you. This is a very important tool. All right, this is where you can go and maybe hide the things you have done. If I do that, I'll be hiding everything, so I'm having a clean slate. Or if you want to show the things, you open the eyes and like that. If you want to delete anyone, you can delete and then maybe undo. And then if you want to also make any correction on any of them, you just have to select it. So if I select this triangle and I want to make a correction, I can come here. Once you select it, you can then come and edit on it. Maybe I want to change the color, give it a red, a yellow, a black. You can select the color here. If you want a gradient color, you can select color here. All right, so this is just a basic introduction to PixelLab, and I hope you have learned something. All right, if you have downloaded the app, we'll dive right in straight to how to using it to make some amazing design jobs. All right, thank you for watching up to this point. If you're here and you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe. Hit the like button, like this video, so that it can grow and attract other viewers to come and watch. All right, yes, to learn and grow. But for now, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and like the video, because we are going straight up to the next video on how to start making precise, accurate designs. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in our next one. Peace out, guys. All right, guys, so when you're done and you want to save your job, the next thing you come to is this sign that looks like a floppy disk. Yes, looks like a disk. You see save as project or save as image. Now if you want to come back to the job and edit it in future, you come and save as project. Now you can write it, save it as say introduction to PixelLab. Right, you can save it as that, or you can just save it as whatever you like. Just save it as PixelLab, PixelLab. All right, then you say okay. You notice what I did when I'm done writing this. I did not just press okay. I go back and make sure it's back to this status quo. There's a reason for doing that. All right, if I say PixelLab and I just save, what happens is most time when you want to come back to the job, you notice that the job is no more in the same fashion you left it. Maybe it has been scattered or something. That's because of the way you save. So if you want to save, you just go back after you finish writing your text. you just go back down and make sure it's like this format, and then you press OK. All right, so let me show you how to go back to your text. Now when I come to projects, you see these are the jobs I've saved. Let's go to this introduction to graphic design I just made. You see how clean it is. Now if I want to go to a next job, I come to my project, and then you see Pixellab we just worked on. Select Pixellab, you see that it comes up. Then I can come back and edit whatever I want to edit. 2.0 right. And once that is done, you see the edit has been added. Right, so that is how you work with this app, very seamlessly and easy. Now when you notice that something is touching, you can just go and padlock them. When you padlock them, no other one is being touched except the one you have on padlock, or you don't padlock. Okay, so you can edit it, but you can't move any other one except this one. So this is how to use some of the tools of the app. All right, so let us know if you have downloaded the app and if you have started to use it, because we are going straight up into the next design, which is how to make simple quotes designs. All right, I'll show you how to make simple quote designs in our next video. All right, peace out guys.